What you see in front of you here is the first ever produced LEGO Star Wars item, the invite for Toy Fair in 1999, proclaiming that LEGO Star Wars is happening. They're building a new galaxy, and on the inside we have Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader fighting it out, and this is a very unique item. It's an item that I nearly bought twice, I think, for about $10,000, maybe $9,000, a substantial amount of money. And then I got an email the other day from a viewer named Stefan who informed me that this particular item was on the Shop Goodwill website. Goodwill, instead of putting most their like high-end-ish LEGO items in their stores, they tend to post them online. And it's not something I've ever bought from, but it's always been something I've been like fringe aware of. Like I go on and look maybe once a year, but there's never really anything for me. This time it's different. This time I'm going to try to win the first ever LEGO Star Wars item. The current bid is at $1,500. It's been going up a few dollars over the last few hours. It went from like $1,503 to $1,506 to $1,507, and now it's at $1,511. Now, keep in mind, I almost spent $9,000 or $10,000 on this, so this price makes me very happy, and hopefully I can get it for just a fraction of what I nearly paid for it. So there's under 6 minutes left in the bidding here, so I'm going to make a pretty substantial bid here any second. I know that a few people know about this item. I haven't talked about it publicly, obviously, and I haven't seen anyone else talking about it publicly, but I've now had, I had another person send it to me and say that he got it sent by someone else that I know of, and so, it seems like it's kind of around. You know, I'm just hoping the people with the big money don't know so that I can get it cheaper. If I get it at all, that is, because someone might way outbid me. But, you know, I have a budget in mind, so we'll see. I just want to win. This thing is so cool. It's literally the first item ever. And, obviously, as basically one of the biggest LEGO Star Wars fans, it's pretty much like the holy grail to me, of LEGO Star Wars items. I mean, there's a lot of really cool items, but it just, I mean, this isn't the coolest thing I've ever seen, but it's the first thing, and that's worth a lot to a lot of people, I'm sure. So we are officially under 3 minutes, and the price is at $17.51, so I'm going to go ahead and put in a $2,000 bid and just see what happens. We'll press place bid, and we will see confirm bid. I've already been outbid, so this means someone already has a pretty high bid on there. So I bid $2,000 and it automatically jumped to $2,001. Let's try $2,500 because at this point, or $2,600, because at this point it feels like the price is just going to go to whatever it goes to. So we're at $2,600. Bid received. I'm currently the high bidder. Okay, so their bid must have been $2,000 or something, and I'm the high bidder at $2,002. Where does it say I'm in the lead? Current high bidder, me, MandRproductions. Except if you go to the bid history, it doesn't show you who's the high bidder, so someone else tried to bid. Looks like there's actually quite a few people bidding on this item. Yeah, we're down to literally a minute left. I think I'm gonna go for $5,000, and that'll be my new high price. Although I should probably go a little bit over that, because someone could do $5,001, you know? So I'm currently the high bidder. We're still at $2,000. I'm going to do $5,555, and that'll probably be my absolute max. Why is the page freezing? This is bad time to freeze. Place bid. Let's see. I'm still currently the high bidder, and we're still only at... Oh, man, my heart is going. Oh, man, the page is freezing up. This is bad. We're at 2,200. I'm either going to get it or I'm not. 12 seconds. Oh, my God, please. Oh, I know when I refresh, it's going to be $9,000. Has it been 12 seconds left yet? Oh, boy. Come on. 5,000. It ended! I won! No way. I bought that for half what I was going to pay for it. Oh, my goodness. And of all the numbers, $5,501. You can't make that up. Wow. I was expecting disappointment. I told my buddy Sands, I'm going to call you back in 10 minutes, and I'm either going to be elated or I'm going to be really down after watching the Celtics.
Bang! Steph Curry from downtown. A 15-point lead.
Call Sands. I'm going to pretend I didn't win.
Hello?
Problem?
Problem on what?
I didn't win.
How did you not win?
Oh, Shop Goodwill has asked me if I want to make an additional donation. Now, at least the money goes to a good cause, too.
No, it's not a good cause. Goodwill's a complete for-profit business.
Well, they made a good profit tonight. So my total cost after tax and everything is $5,891.02. Not cheap, but man, this is like the coolest thing. So I'm going to press get your item, and here we go. I thought it would be a little more instantaneous of me getting the item.
Now in my possession, the very first LEGO Star Wars set ever made. Now, it should be said that this isn't a complete package. Rarest LEGO Minifigs over on Instagram ended up buying the one that I almost bought a year ago, and his came with the white outer box that says open immediately from LEGO. It's an invite inside, right? And so it had an outer box that would have been included, and judging from the way mine looks, it looks like it would have had like a round piece of tape, you know, half there and then half on top holding this together. Obviously, I don't want the tape there, but it is something that would have been originally there. And there's one other interesting thing I'll note about the Rarest LEGO Minifigs version of this in a moment, but for $3,000, $4,000 less than I would have paid otherwise, I am very happy with this because it's essentially the same thing to me. Now, that being said, it is in better condition than I expected from Shop Goodwill when this showed up and I got my first look at it. It was super shiny. It did not look grimy or anything. I was very, very pleased with it. So on the front, it says building a new galaxy in 1999, which is a pretty cool way to introduce LEGO Star Wars. And on the bottom, just an interesting bit of language. It says all Star Wars elements are property of Lucasfilm Limited and or Lucas Licensing Limited. So basically something like that would mean that like a Darth Vader helmet can't show up in any other set, or a lightsaber hilt can't show up in any other set. Outside of that text, the left, top, and right sides are completely devoid of anything but some stars. And then on the back, we have the funniest thing about this. It's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, right? A little preview of one of the sets coming out. And then the X-Wing, another different set there. It was $30 back in the day. Except the wings are not quite in an orientation I think anyone would view as proper. To me, it's a bit of funny foreshadowing for what LEGO Star Wars has become today, where they'll make careless errors for things like this. It is shocking to me that this got made like this for the introduction of what obviously would become their biggest LEGO theme ever in LEGO Star Wars. Now, something I only found out about these recently is that when they originally opened, apparently, they would play music. So you couldn't possibly know that otherwise, but there's actually a couple of small like wires or something that run down here. I just thought these were like random like pieces of paper originally or something, just, you know, age. But it turns out, because someone sold a version of this on eBay that was missing this front panel recently, it sold for like $4,000 or something. So quite a bit of money for an incomplete version of this, which made me happier with my purchase at the price that I bought it at. But with that listing, you could see underneath here, there's essentially a small opening and there's like a battery thing in there and like a little speaker or something that would play the Star Wars music when you open this to like introduce LEGO Star Wars to you. So I think that was something even cooler about this, I guess, when it originally would have been given out to people. As far as I'm aware, by the way, maybe 200 of these exist. They're even harder to get than you would think because they were sent to like toy executives or I don't know, big box I don't know who they would be sent to, right? But big box retailer people, just not like random LEGO Star Wars fans like myself would get it. You know, just people that wouldn't be as in touch with the space, I guess. That's just the way I had thought about it. But the big text at the top says we joined forces to create our most stellar product launch ever. Very stellar there. Anyway, the rest of the text is basically what this is. It's a invite to Toy Fair. So it tells you to come to the showroom, what they're going to be introducing. Come to the showroom. That's the address with the different phone number there. So some interesting stuff for sure. But obviously, the star of the show is going to be the build inside. Let's light it up. So as we bring it in close here, you'll even be able to see that the top of the box inside is printed, which is not something I knew. You can see more of that Death Star throne room print inside, and there's a print on the right, print on the left, and honestly I can't tell if there's like a print on the inside wall. I would assume not, but you know, they went to great lengths with a lot of detail and everything else, so maybe I'll just never know because I can't see it. Maybe if I stuck a mirror in there, I don't know. I don't need to know. Anyway, when it comes to the build itself, it's got a Luke Skywalker minifigure with his Endor outfit. It is a weird looking figure. It does not look very good to me in this particular scene. Obviously, I think he's wearing black, so having gray there is just an odd color choice. They did have the chrome lightsaber hilts, which were obviously a staple for LEGO Star Wars in the early years. Look so much better than what they have now, but unfortunately they eventually did away with that. Then on the right, they have the Darth Vader minifig, and even after all these years, that cape is looking pristine in there. That is a fantastic looking Lego cape. But yeah, Darth Vader figure in there as well. And you'll notice Luke has the green lightsaber, which is proper, but in the version that Rarest Lego minifigs got on Instagram, he actually has a blue lightsaber. And because all the parts inside are like glued in, I really don't want to pull at this too hard, but everything's glued in as far as I'm aware. You can only assume that it was a original version, like a preliminary version perhaps, that had the blue lightsaber for Luke instead of the green lightsaber. That's just kind of the theory, but I guess we might never know for sure. I think I just made a pretty big discovery. There are some pieces that were never released on this. Oh my. We're gonna dig on down to our 1999 minifig bin here, and we're just, yeah, perfect. Got a green lightsaber, and that will perfectly illustrate my point. If you look very carefully at the end of Darth Vader's lightsaber, and it would be the same on Luke's lightsaber in there, you'll notice that it's rounded instead of straight. Is that not crazy? I had never noticed that on this. I mean, it's been sitting in a box in my room for a few months at this point, but wow, that is crazy cool, and something that I think looks way better for the end of lightsabers, way more accurate for the end of lightsabers. So it's very interesting that they originally apparently were going to go with a rounded end design and ended up not doing that, which is interesting because this piece, obviously they do use these in other sets, but you could have a version of it that has the two flat sides and a version of it that doesn't for the Star Wars lightsabers, because I feel like they use them enough in different situations that it would be fine. Like, man, that would be nice. They should be introducing that now in 2022, 2023. That would be nice to see a comeback for it. That is a really good looking piece there. Much better, again, than what we've gotten ever since 1999. Oh my goodness. They put his lightsaber hilt upside down. You see how it's got the bottom at the top where the lightsaber blade goes in. See how Luke's is proper, but Darth Vader's isn't. What a shame. Well, this is quite the unique piece of LEGO Star Wars history for quite a few reasons, as you can tell. I'm pretty happy with my purchase. I know it's an insane amount of money to spend on anything LEGO Star Wars for many people out there, but obviously as big of a fan as I am and what I've got going on with YouTube, this was something that I just had to have given the right opportunity, and the right opportunity did come along. So thanks so much again to Stefan, who emailed me about this and getting me in the know on this. If you guys ever see anything rare for LEGO Star Wars that you might think I might want to buy, or if you own anything, shoot me an email, MandRprod34@gmail.com, or DM me over on Instagram at MandRproductions. Thank you guys so much for making this type of thing possible. Now I just got to figure out, how do I display this? Because, like, I don't want it to just rot in a box. It's too much money and too cool to me to do that. So we'll figure that out in the future, perhaps.